So, John Frost, you've just produced or are producing right now Dr. Zhivago, first time in Australia?
Yeah, I am, and I'm very excited about it because what I'm excited about is that it's a brand new musical, and it is a very expensive musical, and I'm praying that the theatre gods are going to be on our side when we open.
5.5 million, is that correct?
That's right, yes.
And pre-sales?
Pre-sales are in excess of $5 million just here in Sydney, and then of course we go to Melbourne, and then we go on to Brisbane.
So the 5.5 million, is that Australia-wide, is it?
No, that's just here in Sydney.
Okay.
So we've got tickets on sale in Melbourne that are sort of selling very well, and Brisbane goes on sale shortly.
But I understand, as with the producers, people do line up around the time it opens, yeah?
They do, you know, and word of mouth is very important, and our previews are very important that they go successful because that sort of passes on the good word about it.
Why did you decide to do Dr. Zhivago?
Well, because it was offered to me about 2 years ago, but of course I knew about it many years ago when we did Secret Garden here in Australia, which was Lucy Simon's other musical, and she talked about it, and I got very enthused then, but it's taken, God, 15 years to sort of get here. And it was also the opportunity of working with an A-team of creative people like Lucy Simon and Des McAnuff and our Australian creative team. So that was exciting, and because it was a joint venture too, in a way, between American creatives and Australian creatives, and the money, raising the money to get this on, has come from America and Australia too, and that excited me being a producer.
So has this show been presented in other countries?
No, there was a version of it in California, in La Jolla Playhouse in California some years ago, but this production that we're presenting in Sydney has been changed up to about 70%, so it's brand new. And that other show was called something else too, not Dr. Zhivago.
You are co-producing, not the exclusive producer, is that correct?
That's right, yeah, with a lovely lady called Anita Waxman.
Is she here today?
She is here today. She's out in the box office counting the money, I think, yeah.
How does that divide up your duties?
Well, we sort of do it together, really, you know, in a way, and I'm probably the lead producer here in Australia, and what Anita will do is when she goes back to the States next week, she will start sourcing interest from America and England and Europe for the future of the show.
You have a joint company with Mr. Gordon?
No. The company's called the Gordon Frost Organisation. That was after a fellow called Ashley Gordon, who died in 1989. So I've just kept the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there were two of us that set up.
You started at 1983 together.
That's right. Yeah. God.
Yeah. Well, that would have been an adventure. Can you take
I was 12 then.
Can I cut you down like a tall poppy and ask you just like from a little beginner producer's level? Just remember being small and insignificant.
Yeah.
If you can. What's it like? I mean, how do you start this out? I mean, is it scary? You got some money behind you to start with?
No, because when you're younger, you're not very bright, right? And you are more, you have more of it's actually luckier because you'll take risks a lot easier because you don't really care about what's going to happen on the other side if you fail, because you can pick yourself up and do it again. Yeah. And so when I started, I had holiday pay from a place I worked in, which was about $5,000. So we just put that in a show, and we did a show, got the show on, and then what we ran over, we put on a credit card, and we maxed our credit cards out. So if the show failed, I would have been in deep doo-doo, but the show didn't fail, and it made a lot of money. And then I did another show after, and I thought, this is easy. I made about $70,000, and I thought, what am I working for people for?
How old were you then?
25 or something like that. And so then I thought, we'll do another one. So we did another one, and that was an absolute disaster and lost $140,000. And so that sort of sobered me up really quickly. And then as you get older, you don't take so many risks, but the zeros go on. You know, instead of you writing a cheque for $1,000, it's all of a sudden it's $100,000 or $1 million. So from doing a show that cost $120,000, I'm now doing shows that are worth $5.5 million or $6 million or $10 million, like I have Wicked playing in around Australia, which cost $12.5 million. You know, so you just keep going. I don't think of the money side of it. I think of it because it's responsible, but it doesn't scare. I don't go to bed at night thinking, oh, what's going to happen?
But when you first saw that sixth zero,
that's scary because you grow up really quickly then, or you have to. But, you know,
But then losing $140,000, were you in massive debt at that point?
Yeah, massive debt. and I think we went on and eventually lost about 700,000, but we paid it all back. But we were lucky in those early days because we had a theatre called the Footbridge Theatre, and we used to rent it out to other people, so that income paid a lot of the bills for us.
I heard you quoted somebody that it's a success if the show breaks even, and it's a massive success if you make $1.
No, well, there was a wonderful old theatre producer called Ken Brodziak, who I worked for when I was in my teens, and he said to me, look, if a show breaks even and gets its money back, it's a smash hit. If it makes an extra $1 after it's paid back, it's a mega hit. And so he was exaggerating, of course, but theatre business is very difficult and tough, but you can lose a lot very quickly, but you can make a heck of a lot if you're on a big winner.
Footloose was a loss, wasn't it?
Big loss. And you learn.
Why was that? Footloose is a pretty famous movie.
I don't know see, this is, you don't know. We had an opening night, and it was a fantastic opening night, tore the house down, and I thought the reviewers are going to love this. The reviewers hated it, and the first Monday after we opened, after the Saturday night, I think we sold 100 tickets, which is disaster, because you usually want to sell about 5,000 tickets, or 2,000, 3,000, but we sold like 100 tickets, and it just hemorrhaged money for the next few weeks, up to about $7 million.
Is it all to do with the reviewers, is it?
No, reviewers, no. I think it was to do that the show, well, this is the answer, that you can get good reviews and people still don't go. You can get bad reviews, people won't go, but the reviewers don't make or break a show in Australia, thank God, where, there are particular reviewers in New York that can kill a show straight away.
So what do you think about this one? What are the odds that you'll double your money?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to answer that question because, look, at the end of the day...
It's like saying the M word.
Yeah, it's up to the paying punter, who comes in and pays $100 or $100 and whatever dollars it is to come and see the show if they like it. You just don't know, because the thing is, if you did know, you'd be producing and you'd be sitting on a yacht in the Greek islands somewhere drinking Dom Perignon. So would I, you know what I mean? So we don't know the answer.
You got any cool little flashing green glasses in this production, or did they annoy you too much last time?
No, the green glasses are very good.
I love them.
They're good.
I've still got mine. I think it's still glowing after.
Yeah, that's right. No, Wicked keeps going. Wicked will never go away, which is great. Hi, I'm John Frost, the producer of Dr. Zhivago, and you're watching the Theatre Network.